8 tips for buying bank-owned homes and REOs. Lots of savvy home buyers want to hit the jackpot and buy that bank-owned home, many of which are often underpriced. When banks price REOs under the comparable sales, multiple offers are often the response. This means you could be up against stiff competition for that bank-owned home. It is not unusual for some bank-owned homes or REOs to receive 15 to 20 offers. Sometimes the banks will throw out all but 2 offers and then ask the selected buyers to resubmit what is called a highest and final offer. Sometimes the bank simply accepts the best offer at inception. If you're wondering how you can make your offer shine above all the rest and be the winning offer, here are just a few tips to help you select the right price and terms. REO buying tip number 1. Get the property history. Ask your agent to find out the bank's purchase price on the trustee's deed or sheriff's deed. Generally, it is noted on the document itself, which you can get from the tax rolls or a title company. Compare that price to the price the bank is asking. Look at the amount of the loans that were once secured against the property. Somewhere between the original mortgage balances and the foreclosure sale price is the amount the bank will accept if the home is underpriced. REO buying tip number 2. Determine comparable sales. In many cases, the list price has little bearing on the value of the home. The market value carries the most weight. If you're up against competing offers, other buyers will offer more than the list price. Look at the last 3 months of comparable sales for that neighborhood to determine the current market value. Try to use homes that most closely match the property regarding square footage, number of bedrooms, baths, amenities, and condition. Look at the pending sales. Ask your agent to call the listing agents of those pending sales to try to find out the accepted offer price. Some will share that information and some will not. Look at the active listings. Those are most likely the listings other buyers will use to formulate a price because they are the only homes those buyers actually tour. REO buying tip number 3. Ask about the number of offers. Ask your agent to ask the listing agent how many offers there are on the property. If there are no offers on the REO home, you can probably offer less than the list price and get your offer accepted. However, if there are more than 2 offers, you'll most likely need to offer above the asking price. If there are multiple offers, bear in mind that some of those offers might be all cash, and banks like all cash offers. If you are obtaining financing, then you may need to increase the price on your offer to be considered. REO buying tip number 4. Submit pre-approval letter. It goes without saying that you do not want just a pre-qualification letter. Instead, you want a pre-approval letter. Getting pre-approved from the lender of your choice in advance. Moreover, get approved by the lender who owns the property. You do not have to use this lender for your loan, but submit the pre-approval letter from this lender along with the letter from your own lender. Banks don't trust other lender approval letters, but trust their own departments. REO buying tip number 5. Don't ask for repairs. Sometimes banks will pay for repairs, but typically will not agree to do so at the offer stage. If there are problems found during a home inspection, renegotiate after your offer has been accepted. REO buying tip number 6. Shorten the inspection period. If other buyers ask for 17 days, for example, to conduct inspections, and you ask for 10, you'll be deemed the more serious buyer. REO buying tip number 7. Offer to split fees. Some banks will not pay transfer fees, for example. If the buyer offers to split those fees, the bank will feel more amiable to accepting the offer. Same thing for escrow fees. Many banks negotiate discount fees for title insurance. If the bank will pay for the owner's policy, the ALTA policy might cost a bit more. But it's still a good idea to let the bank choose title if you want your offer accepted. REO buying tip number 8. Consider the appraisal consequences. If you offer over list price, bear in mind that the appraisal will need to substantiate that price. If you find yourself dealing with a low appraisal, you have options, so don't despair. Remember, the bank will most likely run into this problem with the next buyer who obtains financing.